So let Are you able to see my slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So first we will see what is C programming language. We are today going to see C programming. Okay. Now basically C programming is all the basic of all the technologies. Like currently new technologies we all know is .NET, Java, Python, etc. etc. C is the mother of all the languages. For example, just first when we put a child to a school, first the child learns ABCD before learning any of the sentences. So before learning any of our other technologies, we are going to study first C. This is the side as the ABCD of the programming languages. Okay. The points which we'll be covering in this in this session is introduction to C program, C character set, basic structure of C program, C language, tokens, variables, data types, operators in C. These all points we will be uh, studying today. First we will see introduction to C. C is the general purpose high level language that was originally developed in 1972 by Dennis Ritchie to develop the Unix operating system at the Bell Labs. The C was developed in 1972 long back by Dennis Ritchie. C programming is considered as the base for the other programming languages. That is why it is known as the mother language. As we discussed at the starting, C is the mother of all the language and it is the base for other programming language. It can be defined by the following ways. First, it is the mother language. Second, it is a system programming language. Now, system programming language means C is used for designing compilers. Okay. See, by using the C programs, we cannot make the websites like Facebook or any softwares. Okay. C programming is just used for designing compilers or any embedded systems, or like in hospitals we can see X-ray machines. There we can there part of the C is used. Procedure oriented programming language. Procedure oriented programming language means we do not have the concept of oops in this. Oops concept of oops we don't have means there is no kind of thing like reusability in this. In C programming there is no part of reusability, means one code which we have written cannot be reused again and again. It code is written in one go, one after the another. Structured programming language. Structured programming language means there is the particular structure format in which we have written C. It's the mid-level programming language.
Hello, Newton. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
हा नूतन ॲक्च्युली आत्ता माझा लेक्चर ह्याच आय डी वरून असतो. सो डू वन थिंग, तू कंटिन्यू कर.
Okay.
प्रियंका, समिधा अँड अंजली, I'll give you another Prognos ID. Connect using that ID, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Disconnect from this
Okay.
meeting, okay?
Okay.
हाँ, ठीक. You can continue, Newton.
Okay. C's character set. C does not use every character set and key found on the modern computers. The only characters that C language use for its programs are as follows. Now basically the characters which will be using in by coding C programming, the characters which we will be using should be A to Z alphabets only we can use in capital or small letters, the digits from 0 to 9, and the special characters like hash, percent, and etc. These only characters should be used while coding in C, which is available in our keyboard. Now keywords. Now we are going to see what are the keywords. Keywords are basically the words that have the special meaning to the C compiler. Means whatever keywords, like for example we can take int, int. Int is the keyword for the compiler which is used to store only the integer values. It has the means for storing integer values only. If we use int for the other purpose, like in fact if we use int for storing decimal values or string values inside it, compiler will give us the error message. So it has the special meaning to the compiler. We can't use even for writing the variable names or saving as a file name, and their meaning cannot be changed at any instance. We can't change the meaning. Serve as the basic building blocks for the program statements. Means by using these keywords we can write our programming statements. Means one by one logic which we will be writing in our code is by using many other keywords. Like currently now I have given you int keyword, but there are many other keywords also. All keywords are written in the only lowercase. Means all the keywords which we'll be using should be compulsory written in the small letters, not the capital. Now we will see header files. Hello.
बोलिए
Hello.
हाँ hi ma'am.
हाँ. Everyone there, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Header files. Now we will see what are the header files. The files that are specified in the include section is called as the header file. Means whenever you start writing your C programming code, the first thing which you have to write at the top is your header file, which will be starting with the hash. Hash include stdio.h. This is your header file. Okay, stdio.h means std input, standard input output. In these header files, it includes all your classes inside it, compiled classes inside it, which you will be using in your code. These are the pre-compiled files that has some functions defined in them. As I said, there are pre-compiled classes inside. Means classes are there in some pre-compiled files, and inside that we have functions also defined in them. That functions we will be using in our coding, like we will be using printf for printing any statement on your CMD, means command prompt. We can call those functions in our program by supplying the parameters. Okay, by supplying the parameters means we have to call that how to supply the parameter and how to call that functions in our program. We will be saying it later. Header file always ends with the .h extension. Okay, every header file has at the end .h extension. There are the two header files which will be using is first is stdio dot, which we'll be using, and second is conio.h. Now second we will see what is the main function. We are going to look main function. Okay, the basically main is the entry point of a program. Entry point of a program means from the point your program execution begins. When a file is executed, the start point is the main function. Whenever you write your C program in a file and save it with the .c extension and execute, compile and debug your code, the file gets executed, and it will get executed from your main function. So main function is very much compulsory every time to write in the C program. From the main function, the flows go as per the programmer choice. Means inside the main functions, whatever code you have written step by step, whatever code means, if you want first to execute, that code will be executed step by step. 1 second, hold on. Okay. There may or may not be the other functions written by user in a program. Means the main function is compulsory in your C program, but the other functions which are the programmer made, means whatever functions whatever the logic you want to run that logic, you write the code, you create the function and put your logic in that functions, or the other way you choose to write your logic. It's not compulsory to write the other functions, but it is very much compulsory to write the main function always in a program, and there is only one main function in your program. Understood this much?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt till here?
No.
Okay. Now we will see what is the C language tokens. The smallest individual units in a C program are known as the tokens. In a C program, the basic element recognized by the compiler is the token. A token is the source program text that the compilers does not break down into a component elements. Now, tokens are basically the keywords which we have learned in previous slides. The other part is identifier. Third is constants. Then 4 is strings and special symbols operators. Now in keywords we are having float, int, and while. Float means it contains the decimal value. Int, it contains the integer value, and while is the programming logic, means for iteration we use the while. If you want to in your command prompt, if you want to print 1 to 10 numbers, you will do that by using the while loop, or there are other ways also for doing it. These are the keywords. Basically keywords and identifiers, it cannot be used for the other purpose like saving the file or for making any variables. Identifiers. Example of identifier is main and amount. Main you have studied, main is the entry point. Amount is used for storing the currency value. Now third is constants. Constants means the, as we know day to day life we talk now, this is constant, this will not be changed. Constant is means basically doesn't change. Example is minus 25.6 is the constant value. If you want to define, you can define by using the const keyword in front of your variable name. Basically what is variable? Variable word I am using again and again. We will be seeing variable in the next slides. Strings. Strings, it can be anything. It can be yourself name also. Just a simple word or sentence means string. Special symbols means comma, bracket, etc. etc. Operators means addition, subtraction, multiplication. These are all the operators, arithmetic operators. Now we will see the keywords in ANSYS C. Now the following list show the reserved words in the C. These reserved words, these are the reserved words, means these are the keywords which will, why these words are said to be reserved? Because this we can't use for making the variables, or we can't use these words for saving our file. This is the chart for using the this is the chart of the reserved words. Following is auto, break, case, char, constant, continue, default. One by one while programming in C, we will be using these words. The identifiers. The first is they are the programmer chosen names to represent the part of the programs. First is variables and functions, etc. These are all the identifiers. Cannot use the C keywords as identifiers. We cannot use the C keywords like in previous slides which we have seen, auto, else, long. This can't be used as the identifiers. Identifier is basically for means variables means it can be programmer defined. Basically identifier is programmer defined, program defined, and keywords are means compiler defined. These are the these are the keywords which compiler understand and it has the special meaning. Must begin with the alpha character or underscore followed by alpha or comma numeric or. Means we can how the programmers can create identifiers. He can create by using the underscore or underscore with the characters, or he can include numbers also with the characters. Okay, upper and the lowercase letters are important. uh, Means while creating identify you can make use of the upper and lowercase letters also, means characters also, but it has a different meaning. The word hello in small letters and the word hello in the capital letters, both are the different. Even if it is hello is same, but both have the different meanings. Must consist of only letters, digits or underscore. Only first 31 characters are significant. Your identifier name should not contain the spaces. Means if you are creating identifier name like Nutan Pawar, you can't write Nutan space Pawar. You have to join Nutan Pawar. Otherwise your compiler will throw an error. Now we will see constants in C. Constants are basically the fixed value. They do not change during the execution of the program. Means anything constant which in day-to-day life we also speak the constant. This is constant. It is constantly raining outside. Means it's continuously going. It's and the effect is not changeable. Means it's constant. There are the different types of constants: numeric constants and character constants. And in the numeric constants, we are having integer constants and the real constants. Integer constant means all the numeric values 1, 2, 3, 4, anything, 100, 2000, anything. Real constants means we have decimal values. And in the character constants, we are having single character constants means alphabets A, B, C, D. It can contain. String constants means any string. Now we will see variables. What are the variables? We will learn. Till now we were speaking about variable. Now in detail in this slide we will be learning variable. Now a variable is nothing but a name given to storage area that our programs can manipulate. Means what? A variable is just used for the storage purpose. Like lifetime example we take. Suppose you are going to a grocery shop, okay, for buying some things. You never bring it in hand. You always take a bag and go to a shop for buying some groceries. Why? You are going to store that grocery in a bag. Basically, bag is used for the storage of the grocery items. Why you are storing that grocery items? So that you can take that grocery items to your home and you can use that items. So same uh, same thing is there in our C programming also. A variable is created for just storing your values. It's just a storage area. You can change your variable values anytime you want. Okay. And second point is each variable in C has the specific type which determines the size and layout of the memory of the variable's memory. Each variable in a C has the specific type which determines the size and layout of the variable's memory, the range of values that can be stored within that memory, and the set of operations that can be applied to the variable. Means every variable which is created is having a particular data type, means each variable is having some type. Means if you want to store the integer values, then you will be creating the variables with your integer data type. Okay, means for every storage there is the different type. You can say different compartments, like in our house we have the storing the shoes we are having different compartment, for storing our clothes we are having different compartments, for storing our books we are having different. Similarly, for storing the values like integers we are having different data type like int. For storing the decimal value we are having different data type like float. For storing characters value we are having different data type like char, etc. Third point is the name of a variable can be composed of letters, digits, and the underscore characters. Means you can create a variable name by using the letters and digits and the underscore. But you can't use the special characters like semicolon, colon, full stop, space. This all special characters are not used by creating the variables. It must begin with either a letter or an underscore. Upper and the lower case letters are distinct because C is the case sensitive. Means you can create a variable uh, by the combinations of letter and integers, but we can't use only integer for creating the variables. We can use characters for creating the variable, but we can't use only integer. We have to use the combination of the characters and integer, or you can put underscore before any character. Okay. And C is the case sensitive, means small case and uppercase is different. Anything you write in the uppercase, suppose as I said before, if you are writing hello in capitals, variable name hello in capitals and the variable name hello in small letter, both are different. Okay, now here we will study what are the data types in C. There are the four types in data types. First is basic data type, second is derived, third is enumeration in, and fourth is void. In basic data types, we are having int, char, float, and double. Int we are storing integer as I said before. Char it will store characters. Float it will store decimal values. Double it will also store the decimal value. Difference between float and double is first is the memory size difference we have. Float is having less memory size defined and double is having more memory size than float. Okay, float is stores the single precision value and double stores the double precision value. And second, we have derived data type. In derived data type, we are having array, pointer, structure, union. These are the advanced part in the C. This will be we'll be seeing later in our topics. Third is enumeration data type, that is enum. Enum is used just for storing the values, integer values it stores. That will be used for the programmer. That will be used by the programmer while writing a program. And fourth is void data type. Void means it returns nothing. It returns and it does not returns any value. This we will be seeing when we will be using the function concept later. Now next slide we will be seeing is basic data types which we have with the memory sizes. The data types which are bold is very much compulsory to remember. First we will be seeing char. Char memory size is 1 byte. Short memory size is 2 byte. Int is having 2 byte memory size assigned. Short int is also having 2 byte. Long int 4 byte. Float 4 byte and double is having 8 bytes. Understood this much? Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Is everyone present?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Declaring variables. declaring variables. Now we will be learning how to declare a variables. Example which we have is, first is int length. Int is your data type and length is your variable name. Float area. Float is your data type and area is the variable name. Int is having the special meaning to the compiler. Means int is the keyword which the compiler understands. Compiler does not understand length and area. If you make a variables without any data type, compiler will not understand it and it will give you an error. Variables are not automatically initialized. For example, after declaration. Means if you declare int length, float area, it will automatically does not put a value inside it. You have to give the value inside it. Means you can give any value you want. You can, example, you can give 4, 5, 400, 500, or you can accept a value from a user.
मॅडम जरा फास्ट होते स्लो घ्या ना.
Hello? Yes?
फास्ट होते जरा स्लो समजावा.
Okay. Okay. Again, I will explain you. Suppose if you want to declare a variables, you can give int length. Int is your data type and length is your variable name. Now, int has the special meaning to the compiler, which means compiler understands int. What is int? Basically, compiler knows that int will take only the integer values. Okay. Now here they have given variable is length. Variable name can be anything. It can be your name also you can give. Okay. Now just here we have created your variable names. But you have not stored any value inside it. To store value, you can yourself store the value. Okay. Or else you can take a value from the user. Means you can ask the user, please enter the value for length. Okay. If you don't store any value inside the variable, compiler will, the value of the variable, some can be anything, garbage, means the compiler will take any dummy value, means any garbage value. And this is not a good practice to initialize the variables when they are declared. This will not be good. Once a value has been placed in a variable, it stays there until the program alters it. Means once a value, well, means if you put any value inside the variable, means if yourself, if you put a value, or if you take a value from the user, the value will not change. It will remain there only until the programs, means until you go by yourself and alter the value, means change the value. Understand this slide? Any
Yes.
doubts in this slide?
No ma'am.
Okay. If I am going fast or slow, you can tell me, okay?
Okay ma'am.
Now we will see the basic structure of the C programs. Means how to write the C program. You can see the two header files. Hash include stdio.h. Hash include conio.h. Void main and other programming statements is written in the here inside the opening and closing bracket. Now first we will see hash include stdio.h is just the standard input output header files. Means in these header files there are the other files, pre-compiled files, as we seen in the previous slide. Pre-compiled files which has classes and functions inside defined inside it. That functions we will be using in our program directly. Void main is the entry point of the program. Means from this point your program execution will begin. This is very much compulsory to write in your program every time. Okay, without this your program will not execute. And in void main, inside the void main, you will write your programming statements which will be executing in your command prompt. Now, here they have written the hello world example. Now, hash include stdio.h. This is the preprocessor command. This is called as the preprocessor commands. Into main, main is called a function and it's the entry point of a program. Inside the main, you are first having the my first program in C written inside the slash star symbol and star slash. This is called the comment in C. Comment means non-executable statement, means compiler ignores the statement. Comments is for programmer understanding, means if you are doing a vast project, means long project you are doing, and to understand the logic after several months, you are writing some comments. Okay, just real life example you can take in a school and colleges. Whenever you study from your books, you mark some of the text important by by doing star or underline, so that after going home or after some months you can understand what that particular statement actually means. Similarly, is in the case of our programming language. We write comments for our understanding when coding. Now printf. Printf is the function is basically used for printing on a command prompt. Whatever thing you will write in the printf will be seen in your CMD. Return 0. We are writing return 0 means we are using int main in front of the main function, means before main you are writing main function you are creating with the data type int. So int any with the any type data type you create the function, that function should return. Means if you create the function with the data type float or double, that data type value it should return. So whenever you create main with the int, you should always return 0. If you create the main with the void, it will not return anything. Understood this much?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Gabbar.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now we will see how to run a C program. First, you have to type a program in your software. The software which I will be using is Turbo C++. In that, you have to type your code. You have to save it by .c extension. Then you have to compile the program. So after compiling, the program will generate an .exe file, and then you can run the program. Then your program will be run if after the compilation of your program, if 0 errors are shown, then only you can run the program. Otherwise, you have to solve your programming errors first. And as we are using Turbo C++ software, there are other software also available, like there is in college we were using other software which I am not remembering now, but currently we will be using Turbo C++. Okay, Turbo C++, Dev C++ software is there. In Turbo C++ we were using college before, which is the very much old software. There the different options is there for compiling and running, and now we will be using the Dev C++ software for writing a program. Now we will study operators in C. What an operator is the symbol that tells the compiler to perform the specific mathematical or the logical functions. C language is rich in built-in operators and provides the following types of the operators. Means basically operator is a symbol. Means suppose if you want to perform any addition, subtraction or any mathematical type of the logical functions inside your programming, you can use the following operators. These are the following operators which we will be using is arithmetic operators, relational operators, logical operators, bitwise operators, assignment operators, and MISC operators. We will be studying one by one each operator. First, we will see arithmetic operators. Is my slide visible to you all?
Yes, ma'am.
The following table shows the arithmetic operators. First one is addition. Addition is used to add the two operands. Means 1 minute. Hello. हा हा मम्मीला विचारा. हा येतच. बर ओके first is addition. Add two operands. Here they have given a plus b is equals to 30. Means suppose variable a has 10 value and b has 20. Then 10 plus 20 it will be shown 30. Okay. Now similarly for subtraction also, a minus b, it will subtract 10 minus 20, it will give you minus 10. And multiplication will give the multiplication of the two values. Similarly for division and for modulus operator, it will give you the remainder. Suppose b is having 20 values stored inside it and a is having 10. So 20 divided by 10 will give you remainder 0. So it will be shown here 0. Increment operator means if a is having 10 value inside it, then increment after incrementing it will give you 11. And for decrementing, if a is having 10 value inside it, after decrementing value will be 9. Okay. The compiler will always increment with the one value, and for decrementing compiler will always do minus subtraction of one value. Understand this much?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Now we will study relational operators. Equals to equals to. Equals to will check if the values of the two operands are equal or not. If yes, then the condition will become true. Means what? If a is having 10 and b is also having 10, then the compiler will give the output true. Means the condition is checked. Both are same. In schools in starting first or second standard, we had studied greater than, less than, equals to, equals to, equals to. Same thing is same here. A is having 10, B is having also 10. Then both are 2. Both are same values. So it will return true. If A is 10 and B is 20, then the compiler will not return true. Condition will become false. In this situation, it will only return true or false condition. Either the condition will be true or either it will be the false. Not equals to. A not equals to B means if A is 10 and B is 20, the two values are not same, means the compiler will return true. If both the values in a and b is same in the second part, then the compiler will return false. Now third we will see a greater than b. If a is 10 and b is 20, wait, a is 10 and b is 20, a is not greater than b, a is smaller than b, then it will not return true. If now in this less than b, if a is 10 and b is 20, a is less than b, then your compiler will return the true. If a is greater than equals to b, means if a is 10 and b is also 10, then the compiler will return the condition true. If a is 10 and b is 5, then also your condition will be true because a is greater than b. And if a is 20 and b is 10, then it will return false because a is greater than b. Now last we will see less than equals to. If a is 10, please off your videos. Vivek. A is less than equals to b is true. Means if a is 10 and your B is 20, then A is smaller than B, then your compiler will return true. And if A is 10 and B is also 10, both the A and B is equal, then it will return your condition is becoming true.
True.
So it will return true. Okay. Now
Okay.
next we will see logical operators. Logical operators are and, or, and not. Now first we will see and. Called logical AND operator if both the operands are non-zero, then the condition becomes true. Means if A is also 1. Here in logical operator, we will be studying on the concepts of ones and zeros. Concept is there. If A is 1 and B is also 1, then only it will return the true value. If A is 1 and B is 0, or A is 0 and B is also 0, then it will return the false value. Now second one we will see or, logical or. If A is 1 or and if A is 1 or B is 0, means in logical operator either A should be 1 or either B should be 1. Even if both are 1, then also it will return true. But if both are 0, both are having 0 0 values, then it will return the false. Not means first it will return the outcome of output of A and B. If A and B is returning 0, then the not means opposite of 0 is 1, then it will give you output 1. If A and B is returning 1, then it will give you 0. See, same thing is done here by using the bitwise operators, same B1 and 0. You can see this chart. Here they have given P, Q, P and Q, P or Q, and P X or Q. We are having the values inside P 0. In Q we are also having 0. P and Q, okay, if both P is having also 0 and Q is also having 0, 0 and 0 will give you 0. Okay, P or Q, P or Q will also give you 0 because none of the either is 1. P XOR Q will also give you 0 if in P XOR Q the concept is if both are having same values, then it will give you 0. Now second row we can see P is having 0, Q is having 1. Inside this both P and Q does not have 1 either is having only 1. So in P and Q will give you 0 output. P or Q will give you 1 because in P or Q we have the concept of either one value should be 1. In P XOR Q it will give you 1. In third row we are having both the values 1. So in P and Q will also give you 1. P or Q will also give you 1. In P XOR Q it will give you 0 because both of them is same. 1 0. In this P and Q will give you 0 because only either of them is 1. And P or Q will give you 1 because either of them is 1 and P XOR Q will give you 1. Understood this chart? This is important. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Any
ma'am.
doubt inside it?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now same thing and or not XOR we will here they have given with the binary operators means like 0 0 1 1 on that they have performed it. Now for here we will see the assignment operator means how to assign the values to the variables. First is equal to operator. You know what is the equal to operator? Equal to is just used for storing the values inside the variables. Here example you can see C is equals to A plus B means suppose A is 10 and B is 20, then 10 plus 20 will become 30 and will go inside the C variable. Now second you are seeing plus equals to C C plus equals to A, means it is equivalent to C is equals to C plus A, means in the either way you can write, means you can write either C plus equals to A, or you can write in the format C is equals to C plus A. Both the ways are correct and both will be having the same meaning. Suppose now if C is having 10 and A is having 20, then 10 plus 20 will become 30, and the C value will be changed to 10 to 30, means C का value 10 से 30 हो गया अभी. Third one is minus equals to. C minus equals to A is equivalent to C is equals to C minus A. Means in the same way you can write C minus equals to A. The variable which you are having on the left hand side of the equal to operator should be present on the right hand side also. This is the concept of this assignment operator. Now suppose C is having 20 value stored inside it, 20, and A is having 10. So C will become 20 minus 10 will become 10. Now C variable value has got changed. Similarly is the case for the multiplication also and division also. Understood this much?
Yes,
Hello?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now MISC operators we will be studying. First is the size of operator. It returns the size of a variable, means in the before slides we have studied data type size, means as integer is having 2 size memory size, float is having 4 memory size, and as you know double is having 8. Suppose while coding a suppose while programming anything, you have forgot the size of a particular data type. So how to know the data type size? So see in C we have the inbuilt function called size of. Size of is the inbuilt function which will return you the appropriate size of your data type. So you can write example size of, instead of A you can size of A, you can write your variable name. Okay, variable name will give you the uh, data type, where is the integer you have put, and will return the value, whatever data type value is there, and it returns the address of a variable, and comes in the concept of the pointers. Means whatever variable you create with the data type, suppose you are creating a variable int A. Okay, variable int A, when you create it will occupy some memories size in your, means it will occupy some memory of your compiler. Then what is the address of that memory, it will return that address. Just for real life example you can take, whenever you download any movie. Okay, if you download any movie or you download any song in your mobile, the memory size of your mobile gets occupies, right? Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
The memory gets occupied when you downloaded your movie or a song. So if you want to know the address of that memory in C, if you want to know that address of the memory, then you have to write ampersand A. Means ampersand movies you can write, ampersand songs you can write. Okay, pointer. Pointer to a variable means it just point to a variable, another variable it points. Suppose it is pointing to star A. So whatever the value is stored in A, it will give you as the output. Suppose A is having 20, then it will give you the output as 20. Last one is conditional expression. In conditional expression means, suppose if you want to check any condition, you can use the conditional expression. Suppose if you are telling, if you want to check the students who are having marks greater than 35 is passed, and student having marks less than 35 is failed. These are the two different conditions which you want to check. So how you will check in a one line? This you want to check in a one single line. So how to do is, if a condition is true, you will write here your condition, your After specifying your condition here, if your condition becomes true, then it will go to this value x. Otherwise, if your condition becomes false, then it will go to this value y. Understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So this we have finished with the first module of C. Now I will show you how to create a file in a C software and how to execute your program. We will learn it. So let's start with our programming example. Hmm. Are you able to see my Dev C++ software, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
So we will be using this
Yes, ma'am.
software for creating your C programming, means for doing your C programming and C. First, we will go to the File tab. Then you will go to New. Then you will go Source File here. Okay. Here I will be typing my code. First
मॅडम
I will
कोणता सॉफ्टवेअर आहे हा?
Dev C++. गुगल वरती
ठीक आहे.
भेटतो, फ्री आहे, डाउनलोड करून इन्स्टॉल करू शकता तुम्ही.
ओके.
And first I will start with hash include stdio.h. Let me first save my program. I will save it by Control S. In C programs files, I am saving. Then I will write here my first program. .c extension also you can give, or else save as type. Are you able to see my save as wala screen?
Yes, ma'am.
So I have save as type. I have to make the source files here. Save. Now I will start writing int main. I have written, this is your entry point of your program here. And for printing in command prompt, I will first write printf hello everyone. Hello everyone, I have written. This will be printed on my screen when I will run my program. Return 0. Okay, as I am using int, then I will be returning 0. Then first I will compile my program. Execute. In execute tab you will go. Then you will compile. You will see. After compiling, you can see here 0 errors, 0 warnings. Okay. So my code is basically error free. There are no errors in my program. Then after that, I will run my code. See, I can see here hello everyone. I will share you the screen of my output. See, are you able to see? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you
Yes,
able to
yes,
see
ma'am.
output? Hello everyone.
yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. Now, one second. Hmm. Let me open my code first. Wait. Hello. Hello.
ma'am.
हाँ
Yes.
one
Yes.
minute. I'm not getting it.
Okay, ma'am.
1 minute. Screen. हाँ 1 second. Now are you able to see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
हाँ
Yes.
हाँ. Now here I will. Now yes. You have just now printed here hello everyone. Now suppose if I want to do the addition of the two values. Okay, addition of the two values, what I will first do, first I will make variable a with the integer data type. There I will store the value 20. Then again I will make a variable with the other data type int b is equals to 30. Okay, and then I will make other data type for storing the addition int c is equals to a plus b.
मैम
मैडम
स्क्रीन विजिबल नहीं
स्क्रीन
है
स्क्रीन
नहीं है?
रन ना हो
नहीं है
1 second. One second. Okay. अभी है? अभी है visible?
हाँ यस मैम
हाँ हाँ हाँ. Int a 20 I have written, int b 30 I have written, int c is equals to a plus b I have written. Okay. Now I will print this output, means I want to print the addition of these two values on my screen. So I will write here printf addition is %d. I am writing %d because I am using the integer data type for storing the values. If you will use the %f, you will use the %f for float, and for the strings you will use the %c. For various data types you will be using the different symbol. Addition is %d, comma, you will write here c, and semicolon you will give. If you now first I will compile this program, execute compile. See, again 0 errors. Then I will run my program. See here, here you can, I will share my output screen first. Okay, now you can see hello everyone, addition is 50. Are you able to see?
यस मैम
Okay. Now but I want this in the new line. Okay, hello, after hello everyone, the addition should be printed in the new line. So how I will do is I will put here after hello everyone I will put here /n, means for new line we have to put slash. Then again I will go, there is a third option also, compile and run, means it will both compile and run at the same time. If you see hello everyone, addition is 50. Did you got? Wait, I will share the screen. Are you able to see hello everyone?
यस मैम
Yes, ma'am.
Now this what we till now we have seen, we are means manually entered the values 20 and 30. But if I want to uh, take a value from a user, how to do that we will study. First I will create another variables in here itself. I will create, you can create in this way also variables int val1 comma val2 comma val3. Okay, in one line also you can create integer variables. Now I will ask the user to enter the value printf. Please enter value please enter first value. Any statement you can write here. Then for reading that values of the user, you have to use the scanf function. Scanf %d, comma, as it is the integer value, so we are using %d, ampersand, %d, ampersand, val1, semicolon. Then for taking second value, then we will be using printf. Please enter second value scanf %d, comma, ampersand, val2. You can take your second variable name. Now I have to add that values. So val3 is equals to val1 plus val2. Now you will print that output. Printf addition is %d, comma, val3. Okay, we will now first compile this program and then run. We will see it is 0 errors. Then we will execute now. Please enter the first value. Wait, I will share my screen. Are you able to see my blank window?
Please enter first value. Okay, ma'am.
Suppose now first value I am entering 50. I have entered 50. Now they are asking for the second value. I have entered 10. Now addition is 60.
60.
Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So with this we have learned how to take the value from the user, how to do the addition. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Now wait, we will I will check some programming questions so that we can practice it now.
Okay.
Okay. Now are you able to see my Dev C++ screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
Hello.
Are you able to see my screen, Dev C++?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, na? Now second program we will do, you will go to file, new, source file, Control S. First I will save this file area with the name area of rectangle. See source files. Okay. And I will start writing hash include stdio.h int main opening. Now we are writing the logic of the area of rectangle. We will be calculating the area of rectangle. Okay. Now can you tell me what is the area of rectangle formula? Hello?
Wire square.
नहीं रेक्टेंगल का एरिया का फॉर्मूला बताओ. लेंथ इंटू ब्रेथ क्या है?
into breadth.
हाँ, लेंथ इंटू ब्रेथ। तो आपका लॉजिक अभी कैसे रहेगा? आप मुझे अभी कैलकुलेट करना है, लेंथ इंटू ब्रेथ कैलकुलेट करना है रेक्टेंगल। जो भी अभी मैं क्या करने वाली हूँ, मुझे यूजर से मांगना है वैल्यू, लेंथ भी मांगना है, ब्रेथ भी मांगना है वैल्यू। तो मुझे अभी लेंथ इंटू ब्रेथ फिर करके उसका एरिया मुझे बताना है आउटपुट में। तो मैं कैसे करूंगी अभी, कैसे स्टार्ट होगा मेरा प्रोग्राम? फर्स्ट लाइन क्या आएगा अभी मेन के अंदर?
Int L.
हाँ, प्रिंट एफ में क्या आएगा?
Please enter length value.
Length
हाँ
value
हाँ,
only.
बराबर बराबर। फिर उसके बाद क्या लाइन आएगा?
Scanf
हाँ,
ampersand
स्कैनफ परसेंट डी देन
percent
कॉमा एम्परसेंट आपका लेंथ। ओके,
length.
फिर उसके बाद क्या लाइन आएगा?
Printf enter the length value. The breadth value.
प्रिंट एंड प्लीज एंटर।
Breadth value.
ओके ओके, देन फिर क्या आएगा उसके बाद?
And again scanf
फिर scanf आएगा.
हाँ हाँ हाँ, ठीक है। अभी जितना
percentage
आपने
D
बोला है
and
उतना
percent.
मैं कर लेती हूँ फिलहाल, जितना आपने बताया अभी मुझे। प्रिंट है, नहीं पहले तो वेरिएबल्स बनेगा ना, जो आपने बताया नहीं। पहले तो वेरिएबल्स हमारा बनेगा, इंट लेंथ कॉमा ब्रेथ कॉमा वेरिएबल। याद रखना पहला हमेशा वेरिएबल्स हमको बनाना पड़ता है, जो भी हमको यूज करना है। फिर आएगा हमारा प्रिंट है प्लीज
Enter.
एंटर लेंथ। Then for reading that value, I have to use scanf
Scanf.
%d, comma,
Comma ampersand.
length. Then again I will write printf,
Please enter
please enter
breadth.
breadth.
Again scanf. Person breadth.
ओके, हाँ। तो अभी क्या आएगा इसके आगे? इतना आपने बताया था, फिर अभी क्या आएगा इसके आगे?
Area is equal to length into breadth.
एरिया इज इक्वल्स टू लेंथ
Length into breadth.
इंटू ब्रेथ। अभी क्या आएगा?
Printf is equal to
प्रिंटफ ब्रैकेट में, हाँ फिर
total area is
हाँ,
ampersand
एरिया इज
percentage D ampersand
एरिया
area
इज परसेंट डी
ampersand area
कॉमा
comma ampersand
एरिया
percent area. Yeah.
is written 0. Let's compile and run this program. फर्स्ट आपका लेंथ आया, तो मैं स्क्रीन शेयर कर देती हूँ आपको। फर्स्ट मैंने 5 एंटर किया, अभी मैंने 10 एंटर कर रही हूँ ब्रेथ में। तो एंटर करने के बाद एरिया इज 50 आया, दिखा आपको आउटपुट?
Yes, ma'am.
ओके,
Yes.
तो ये आपका हो गया एक प्रोग्राम रेक्टेंगल का एरिया का। अभी नेक्स्ट हम लोग देखेंगे एक प्रोग्राम। अभी हमको नेक्स्ट हम लोग प्रोग्राम एक देखेंगे। वी हैव टू कन्वर्ट द टेम्परेचर फ्रॉम सेल्सियस टू फ़ारेनहाइट। सेल्सियस टू फ़ारेनहाइट टेम्परेचर को हम लोग को कन्वर्ट करना है। उसका फॉर्मूला आपको पता है क्या क्या है? सेल्सियस टू फ़ारेनहाइट
नहीं
करने
मैम,
के लिए नहीं मालूम किसी को भी?
नहीं मालूम मैम।
हाँ, तो उसका फॉर्मूला है C divided by 5 is equals to 5 minus 32 divided by 9. f minus 32 डिवाइड बाय 9, ये इसका फॉर्मूला। मैं आपको फॉर्मूला बताती हूँ अभी। फर्स्ट हम लोग न्यू लेंगे, न्यू सोर्स फाइल, न्यू सोर्स फाइल। यहाँ पे हम लोग फर्स्ट सेव करेंगे स्क्रीन को कंट्रोल एस करके। मैं टाइप कर रही हूँ सेल्सियस टू फ़ारेनहाइट, ऐसे ही लिखा मैंने। फिर टाइप लिया मैंने सी सोर्स फाइल्स, सेकेंड फर्स्ट वाला ऑप्शन सेव। I will start writing here with hash include stdio.h।
H.
हाँ स्टार्ट किया मैंने। फिर int main से स्टार्ट किया, एंट्री पॉइंट ऑफ योर प्रोग्राम। So now here I will write the formula in comment first। तो मैं यहाँ पे क्या लिख रही हूँ अभी, फॉर्मूला। तो मेरा फॉर्मूला क्या होने वाला है, c डिवाइड बाय 5 इक्वल्स टू f माइनस 32 डिवाइड बाय 9, फिर आपका ये ओपन वाला ब्रैकेट यहाँ पे हुआ क्लोज। तो ये हो गया आपका फॉर्मूला। ओके, तो अभी मेरा प्रोग्राम का लॉजिक कैसे रहेगा, अभी आप बताओ। मैंने आपको फॉर्मूला बताया क्या है, so what will be the logic of my program, how will I start writing my program।
पहले वेरिएबल डिक्लेयर करो, फर्स्ट लिख लिया।
हाँ, इंट वेरिएबल का नाम बोलो, क्या नाम दोगे आप।
Temperature.
सपोज मैं दे रही हूँ सी कॉमा एफ कॉमा वैल्यू सेमीकोलन। हाँ, अभी क्या रहेगा, अभी क्या स्टार्ट होगा।
Printf.
हम्म हम्म टेल, हेलो, can you please tell what will be the inside printf।
सेल्सियस का प्रोवाइड करना पड़ेगा।
हाँ, तो प्लीज एंटर the value of Celsius। देन क्या आएगा हमारा स्कैनफ। फिर क्या आएगा, क्या आएगा इसके अंदर,
Percentage f.
हाँ
Percentage f. फ्लोट में आएगा।
नहीं, पर हमने इंटीजर लिया है ना डेटा टाइप, तो फ्लोट कैसे लिखेंगे।
Okay.
देखो, अगर हम डिक्लेरेशन हम लोग इंटीजर से कर रहे हैं, मेन के अंदर हम लोग ने यहाँ पे डिक्लेरेशन इंटीजर से किया है, इंट सी कॉमा एफ करके। डेटा टाइप हमने इंट लिया है, तो इसलिए अंदर हमारा %d ही आएगा। अगर हमने फ्लोट लिया हुआ होता तो f आता, %d कॉमा
मैम वाइड मेन क्यों नहीं लिखा है?
वॉइड, आप इंट मेन भी लिख सकते हैं और वॉइड मेन भी लिख सकते हैं, दोनों भी करेक्ट है। डिफरेंस इतना है, अगर आप इंट मेन लिख रहे हो तो आप रिटर्न 0 लास्ट में लिखना पड़ता है लाइन। अगर आप वॉइड लिखते हो तो आपको रिटर्न 0 लाइन लिखने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है। बट मोस्टली मैं प्रोग्रामिंग करते वक्त इंट ही लिखती हूँ, क्योंकि जब कॉम्प्लिकेटेड प्रोग्राम्स वगैरह कुछ बहुत बड़ा आता है तो मीन्स कुछ एरर भी नहीं आता है फिर उसके लिए। ओके,
ओके।
अभी नीचे क्या आएगा,
अभी फॉर्मूला लिखना पड़ेगा।
डायरेक्टली फॉर्मूला लिखना पड़ेगा।
सेल्सियस टू फ़ारेनहाइट।
फॉर्मूला आपका ये है ना, C डिवाइड बाय 5 इज इक्वल्स टू
हाँ।
F माइनस 32, तो आपको F का भी वैल्यू एंटर करना पड़ेगा ना।
Printf in bracket please enter the value of Fahrenheit.
लेकिन सेल्सियस टू फ़ारेनहाइट कन्वर्ट कर रहे हैं ना, करेंगे तभी फ़ारेनहाइट आएगा ना।
एक सेकेंड।
कन्वर्ट करेंगे तभी आएगा ना फ़ारेनहाइट।
हाँ, एंटर द टेम्परेचर इन सेल्सियस आप एंटर करोगे, फिर सेल्सियस के बाद एक्चुअली ये जो फॉर्मूला दिया हुआ है ना तुम्हारे असाइनमेंट के क्वेश्चंस में, फॉर्मूला अलग है। इसका सेल्सियस टू फ़ारेनहाइट का फॉर्मूला मैंने एक्चुअली ऑनलाइन अभी चेक किया है, तो उसका फॉर्मूला कुछ ऐसा है। 1 सेकेंड मैं आपको बताती हूँ लिख के, /*/ इसका फॉर्मूला कैसे, F इज इक्वल्स टू C into 9 डिवाइड बाय 5 फिर ब्रैकेट प्लस 32, ये आपका फॉर्मूला है सेल्सियस टू फ़ारेनहाइट का। अभी आप सेल्सियस में एंटर करोगे,
हाँ, उसके बाद
तो
फॉर्मूला
उसके
में
बाद
जाएगा।
फॉर्मूला आ
फॉर्मूले के
जाएगा
बाद
F इज
हाँ,
इक्वल्स
फॉर्मूले के बाद दिया।
टू
हाँ,
F इज इक्वल्स टू, अभी तो मैंने इंटीजर लिया है, लेकिन आप ये भी ले सकते हो, फ्लोट में भी, डेटा टाइप ऑफ फ्लोट भी लिख सकते हो। अगर आपको फ्लोट चाहिए तो इंट के बदले आप फ्लोट भी लिख सकते हैं यहाँ पे। F इज इक्वल्स टू C इंटू 9 फिर डिवाइडेड बाय 5, फिर मेरा आएगा ब्रैकेट के बाद प्लस 32।
32।
एक्चुअली ये जो हम प्रोग्राम्स कर रहे हैं ये आपके असाइनमेंट के प्रोग्राम्स है। असाइनमेंट का मीन्स आपको यूजर नेम और पासवर्ड मिलेगा ना प्रोग्नोस के वेबसाइट का, तो उसमें आपको सारा नोट्स, आपके सारे असाइनमेंट के क्वेश्चंस, वीडियोस वगैरह सब आपको मिल जाएगा। अभी तक आपको मिला नहीं रहेगा ना यूजर नेम और
हाँ,
पासवर्ड,
नहीं मिला अभी
नहीं
तक।
मिला मैम।
उसमें ही असाइनमेंट के क्वेश्चंस है, उसमें से ही हम एक एक करके सॉल्व करें, और जो बाकी के रहेंगे वो आपको सॉल्व करने पड़ेंगे। ओके,
ठीक है।
हाँ, हम लोग ने यहाँ पे सेल्सियस एंटर किया वैल्यू, स्कैनफ में हम लोग %d के बदले अभी मैंने फ्लोट लिया है, तो मेरा %f
F
यहाँ पे
लिखेगा।
होना चाहिए,
Yeah.
%c। ओके, अब बराबर है, फिर फॉर्मूला लगाया मैंने, C into 9 डिवाइड बाय 5 प्लस 32 रिटर्न 0। ओके, वी विल नाउ कंपाइल एंड रन द प्रोग्राम। Execute, compile and run. Suppose I am entering here 45. I will share my screen with you. See, I have entered here 45. Enter. Wait. एक सेकेंड था, लिख रहा
कपडे टाकलेच नाही ना,
टाकलेत लेक्चर चालू आहे माझं। 1 सेकेंड, वेट, प्रोग्राम क्लोज हो गया है। हाँ, आर यू एबल टू सी माई स्क्रीन?
यस मैम।
हाँ, अभी मैंने रन किया था, but I didn't got my output of converting Celsius to Fahrenheit. Why? What is the bug in this program? Can anybody tell? प्रोग्राम देख के कोई मुझे बता सकता है इसमें बग क्या है हमारे प्रोग्राम में?
डायरेक्टली वैल्यू कन्वर्ट नहीं हो सकता ना फॉर्मूले में।
नहीं नहीं, एक्चुअली मैंने लास्ट में ना
Ma'am, we
फॉर्मूला
don't
तो
assign F value.
मैंने लिखा, लेकिन लास्ट में मैंने प्रिंट ही नहीं किया मेरे वैल्यू को। सो
Yeah,
आई हैव
but
टू
we
राइट
don't assign F.
सो आई हैव टू
We
राइट
don't
द
assign.
प्रिंट एफ, प्रिंट द वैल्यू। तो प्रिंट एफ द वैल्यू is value after converting is value after converting is %f, f, तो ही आपका वैल्यू डिस्प्ले होगा आउटपुट में। नाउ आई विल कंपाइल एंड रन माय
Yes,
प्रोग्राम। लेट मी शेयर माय स्क्रीन विथ यू। हाँ ओके, 45 आई हैव रिटन हियर। सो अभी आपका आउटपुट क्या मिला? 113 मिला आपको आउटपुट। 0.00 113.00 क्यों आया? क्योंकि
फ्लोट लिया।
हमने फ्लोट लिया है।
हाँ,
समझा आपको यहाँ तक?
अगर इंट लेते हो आगे का डिविजल का आगे का नंबर नहीं आता ना।
हाँ हाँ, इंट लेते तो डेसिमल का नंबर नहीं आता है। ओके, तो अभी हम लोग नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन देखते हैं। कौन सा है क्वेश्चन असाइनमेंट में? अभी आपको सपोज अभी हम लोग ये वाला क्वेश्चन करने वाले हैं। हम लोग को we have to take the two values in the variables and we have to swap that values by using the third variable. Means first I will take file, new source file. I will tell you, suppose I am having a value inside the a, I am having value 5, okay, and I am having value b in 6. Value b, variable b contains 6 value and variable a is having 5, but the output should be shown slash dash star slash star slash output में आपको दिखना चाहिए a should have value 6 and b should have the value 5. Okay, a should have 6 and b should have 5 after running your program. What logic you will use for that purpose? What logic you will use? I will first save my program. Swapping with third variable. Okay, so what logic we will use for swapping of the two values? By using the third variable also you can use. So how you will swap? Means you have to put value 6 in a variable and value 5 in b variable after running the program. How you will do? How you will achieve this? Everyone there? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
हाँ,
ma'am.
बताओ ना लॉजिक क्या होगा?
Ma'am, it can be
हाँ?
a plus 1, b minus 1.
A plus 1, b minus 1. वो भी करेक्ट है, a+1 b-1 भी करेक्ट है आपका, कोई इश्यू नहीं है। लेकिन अभी हम लोग थर्ड वेरिएबल वी आर डूइंग बाय यूजिंग द थर्ड वेरिएबल। we will be using the logic of third variable. So I will tell you how to do it. First I will take int a is equals to, suppose I have writing here 5, int b you are writing 6, and C semicolon. Now I will put C is equals to, suppose 5 I will put, and A is equals to B I will put. Inside A, B is equals to B I will put, and C is equals to A. C में A का वैल्यू गया, A में B का वैल्यू गया, फिर B में गया C का वैल्यू. So printf value after mapping is %d, %d, comma एक मिनट हाँ, value of A after mapping is we will do in two different lines, %d, comma A. printf value of B after mapping is %d, comma
B.
B, semicolon. Return 0 C. Now I will execute. First I will do compile and run. See value. First I will share my screen with you. Wait. Are you able to see my black screen? Value of A after swiping is 6 and value of B after swiping is 5. हो गए इंटरचेंज वैल्यू. A में गया 6, B में गया 5. Okay.
Okay.
So next, so we are done with the today's section. On Saturday, the same timing your lecture will be there.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, same time lecture on Saturday. So after getting your username and password, you will be completing your first assignment of the first module. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
हाँ,
Okay,
इसमें से कुछ क्वेश्चंस हम लोग ने अभी कर दिए, वो भी आप वापस करना है प्रैक्टिस के लिए.
ओके मैम.
हाँ,
कल लेक्चर नहीं होगा?
कल नहीं, डायरेक्ट सैटरडे.
ओके.
लेक्चर कौन से दिन होते हैं?
Actually, currently I also don't know how the lectures are scheduled, but sir has told that the lecture will be on Saturday.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.